pandemic
of coronavirus,
vaccine, an N95,
shocking from China,
economy,
infection, COVID-19, double,
Donald J. Trump,
be infected,
coronavirus,
quarantine, health emergency, coronavirus shock, deaths, be infected, quarantine,
the criticism,
Coronavirus, the lockdown.
record. No one really knows.
There is an eerie silence all over the world. Our heart is filled with fear, loneliness, and anxiety. The virus is spreading fast, faster than we ever imagined. Many have already left us. We have shut our doors to our own kids and kin. Like mosquitoes must be laughing at us. Even StreetCanvas is away from the streets. Shut up, kid. No one knows you. Every day, we are flooded with all the negative and scary news about the pandemic. Which is understandable in the times of crisis. But some oversimplified scary news, lies, etc. makes us believe that hate, fury, and loneliness are the solution to the outbreaks. But they're not. They just makes us less prepared and also causes some mental issues. Well, some days ago, a guy came to me with his lockdown issues. Let's not discuss the details here. But yeah, he sure was depressed. So I told him a thing or two regarding the issue, which kinda relieved him. And that brings us to our today's subject/topic, rethinking our lockdown. Now I'm gonna share or discuss with you guys those thing or two I told him about. This situation, the pandemic, it really does trigger a feeling like the world's gonna end. Well, it's depressing but not surprising that this is not the major outbreak we're ever gonna see. There's gonna be more epidemics. And that's not a maybe, that's a certain. Diseases are nature's way of teaching us valuable lessons if we want to survive. Fear? Fear is good. My point is, don't avoid fear. If you avoid fear, you'll panic when fear comes. So allow yourself to have a reasonable amount of fear and prepare yourself in a reasonable way. If you panic, you might end up buying toilet papers. From our last graffiti work, you might get an idea that we mostly like to think positively, as most of the medias have taken the job a duty to fill your mind with the. So giving me 10 minutes of your time to know the other side of the feeling won't hurt so much. Too much positivity. Maybe I was one of the violin players of Titanic when it sank. If you know what I mean. Whatever. So, rethinking a lockdown. Okay, I think you all know about the first point I'm gonna point out. And that is, yes of course, environment and climate. So let's get this done quickly. Nowadays, when you look up at the night sky, we can actually see the stars. Some has discovered their old neighbors after 30 years. The air has become so clear that even the Himalayan peaks are visible from Jalandhar, Punjab, and that's a distance of 140 km. The concentration of the nitrogen oxide in the air has fallen so drastically. For example, China in the month of January and in the month of February. Exactly the same thing was witnessed in the cities of Europe like France, Spain, UK, and Italy. Also in the cities of India, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad. PM 2.5, particulate matter 2.5, one of the harmful forms of air pollution, which kills more than 4 million people every year by causing respiratory diseases, heart attacks, stroke, lung cancer, etc. Now, due to the lockdown, even the PM 2.5 levels have reduced worldwide. Take a look at India. A study done by a scientist of Stanford University has shown that 77,000 lives were saved in China just in a month due to this drastic decline. So that's hundreds of thousands of lives saved worldwide. Take a look at these pics. Skies are a lot bluer and cleaner. Some are saying, maybe we should ensure such lockdowns every year for a week so that the world could heal. Water pollution has been dropped significantly also. As tourism is at halt Alongside with the legions of red crabs crawling, other brachy species, including snails and oyster shells, also made their trails on the wet beach along the sea line, once frequented by humans. Even dolphins, which could hardly be seen earlier, are now playing at the longest sea beach, Cox's Bazar. Also take a look at Venice. And the same figures are also seen in the sound pollution sector. In this lockdown, we're actually helping in cleaning the world. Literally. With billions of the world staying at home in lockdown, wild animals are roaming freely in the cities and regions, usually busting with people. Take a look. Before the next point, let's take a peek at the history of zoonotic diseases. Hope you have heard about the plague of Justinian. 25 to 50 million died, which was about the quarter of the total Earth's population back then. After 800 years comes the Black Death. 100 to 200 million died, 1/3 of the global population. Spanish flu affected 500 million and killed 50 to 100 million. Let's stop comparing death numbers here. Well, we're all just lucky for not to take birth on that time. Since the Dark Ages, we have made great advancements in sanitation, hygiene, medical science, etc. That's what we do. We learn. As species, we must evolve, learn, and adapt if we want to survive. There's always light at the end of the tunnel, right? So hopefully we can surely say that we learn from this crisis and invest in health infrastructure and disease surveillance, building health systems so that we're ready for emergencies, better education so that we're capable of talking about outbreaks and mathematics of risks, and taking measures accordingly without just blind panic. Oh, and a suggestion, don't call it a সাধারণ ছুটি, call it a lockdown, okay? Researchers and regulators have worked real hard and compressed the typical 6 to 10 years time frame, which usually takes for an antiviral vaccine to get developed, approved, and marketed to the public to just only 18 months. So yeah, they're moving at a record speed to make this vaccine. As a result of lockdowns, we are all working from home. This means we also travel less, burn less fuel, print less pages, use fewer plastic bags, and even shop much lesser. And also a lot of us have started making more conscious choices when it comes to what we consume. We're not buying unnecessary things anymore and adding more wastes. Time to save money? Sure, I know this will have disastrous effect on many businesses, development projects, on our world economy, etc. As I said, there's an unfortunate inverse relation between ecology and economy, and I'm sorry about that. But all in all, being in lockdown will most probably make you spend less, and maybe you'll make a pattern out of that and save more. You might even realize that you can live well with so much less. Time to think and reflect. Now that we're locked inside our houses and have nowhere to go, it has given us a lot of free time to think. Think about our actions, choices, and how we can take lessons from this and mend our behaviors. We have more time to read, fact check, spread awareness, and literally do all the things we always wanted to do but never found the time for. I also told that guy that you can engage in a craft too. For example, when I get bored or depressed, I like to create something. That can be any kind of sketching, going out and doing a graffiti, reading or writing a book, or any kind of arts and crafts work, etc. Or if you're into education, innovation, or science, go ahead. Mr. Newton invented calculus while he was maintaining lockdown at home during the plague years of 1665 to 1666. How hard it could be? If it is entertainment you're after, it is a good time. Lots of movies and entertainment sites, plenty of apps and games have made their many facilities free of charge. With parents working from home and kids not having to go to school, this is the best time to bond as a family. As parents get involved in homeschooling, they start to understand what the kids are learning at school, what their difficulties are, and also get to know them better. Families also have time to do fun stuff together, for which they never had time before, like play games, cook meals, do arts and crafts, and much more. Being at home? Great, you're eating healthy. Kids will probably remember this time as a wonderful time with their parents. This crisis should make us realize how much we love our elders and our families in general, and don't want to lose them. Oh, come on. Feed your brain some positivity. You can start using your time to empty up your cupboards of food and cook creatively with what you have in order not to go to the shop too often. We can see many are doing so. Some are saying it is a great time to quit smoking too. Approximately 1.35 million people die each year as a result of road traffic crashes. And because most of the cities around the world are almost deserted, there are less accidents and crimes happening in the streets. Challenging times offer a great opportunity for social bonding and other ways of connecting to and helping people. Of course, not being able to visit friends or family has increased isolation and feelings of loneliness in some cases, but the feeling of we're in this together has also triggered some interesting ways of connecting. Some of those have gone viral too, such as Italians singing together from their windows and balconies, many applauding their country's healthcare workers every night, millions across India lighted lamps in solidarity, even a couple got married in the middle of the streets of New York City. Even dogs are helping in reconnecting. Many are delivering foods, trillions of dollars of donations and local initiatives too to connect and help the people who need it. And at the end, this lockdown or crisis teaches us things cannot always go as we want them to go. Some things are beyond our control. And in my view, this makes us more religion oriented. So it can be said that the earth is healing. But all these opportunities or bright sides or positive sides require a quite fundamental change in how we approach the words. So all this positivity plus the help of doctors, government and forces will certainly make us win this war and subdue this virus within. Now, if we also add the preventive measures announced by WHO, we can certainly fuel this missile, which will ostracize this virus out. 2 plus 2 is 4 minus 1, that's 3. Quick maths! Right? If you want to see more, want us or this channel to make these kinds of videos alongside with our main graffiti films, then let us know in the comments below. And it's free of cost to subscribe the channel. Now let's take a look at the whole picture/cartoon which took several hours from my life.